It is your favorite little keto goofball Diamond, and today marks 5 years, 117 days of me holding it down keto. Still working on it. Still working on it. But I want to just thank you all so much for hitting that play button. And if you would, pop the like button too. And even subscribe if you haven't done that. So we're going to talk about my entire day, including keto. This is my keto channel, life journey, everything, because it's all me. And it's all one big ball of silly, to be honest with you. Just so you know, Zach is back here with his allergies flaring up. Just gave him a children's allergy med. Sniffing, sneezing, everything. Eyes a little bit slowly. Hubby's back there watching YouTube, so it gets a little bit crazy in here. I've restarted this video probably 15 times tonight. I'm a little done with that, so this is going to be the one you get. I've said that before, just so you know. However, you guys, I have a great tip if you guys are like me and play hell over eating the keto snacks. Even though those snacks are not necessarily bad for you, you have a really hard time not eating the whole bag or whatever you buy. So we're going to get into that tip. Of course, we're going to go over the weigh-ins. We're going to talk about whether I had an OMAD or not yesterday, which OMAD, for those of you who don't know, means 1 meal a day. We're going to talk about my keto journey. We're going to talk about this mess back here too, by the way. Let's go ahead and get into it, because I don't know why I have this problem. I know that I'm not the only one that has this problem. Otherwise, there wouldn't be public storage outlets popping up all over the country. But I'm trying to declutter because, for one, I don't like a lot of stuff in my house. I'd like it to be pretty much empty, to be frank with you. That's why you see some stuff sitting over here. This stuff is going to be donated or go to my brother-in-law's, who is a reseller. Yes. I'm fine. Thank you. I think my allergies are flaring up too. I don't know what's blooming, what's dying. I don't know what's going on out there, but whew. And it made me yawn. So anyway, for one, the house is very small. It has zero storage space. Any storage space that's in here is because you added a shelf, which takes some space. So I'm trying to get rid of stuff. I've been trying to get rid of almost everything forever. And while my house is far from a hoarder's home, I have a problem with being attached to things and having a hard time getting rid of them that I'm not attached to. And like I said, I know I'm not the only one. Otherwise, there wouldn't be storage places everywhere and people's houses overflowing. I think maybe it's a consumer problem, but it's also an inability to throw it away problem or donate it problem. Some things I don't mind. Donation makes it a hell of a lot easier. Because, I mean, seriously, if I had to throw this stuff away, but I pay money for that. So at least if I donate it, somebody else gets use out of it, you know. What are you doing over there? Knock it off. Please. This is a real household, a real journey. You can't shut it down and shut it up for nobody. I don't even know how people do quiet videos in beautiful homes. Because I can't keep my house beautiful. I can't get it beautiful. I can one of these days. Just not today. And I can't keep it quiet because I got a family and I don't know how they do that. Their walls will practically be echoing. Like, how? But I digress. Anyway, because over the long haul, we have to remodel the entire place. The entire place. Board by board, nail by nail, has to be remodeled. And it would be easier with less stuff in here, you know, less shifting of things. Cleaning would be easier with less shifting of things. There are things in here that I don't even care about, but when I go to throw them away, I have a hard time doing it. These are my glasses with my old prescription in them. I can't get this prescription in this frame for some reason, my new prescription. These are my new ones. I also got another pair of work glasses in the car because they're a little more sturdy, cover the eye more because we have to wear safety glasses. And, you know, these with the little shields on the side, they give us shields, make perfect safety glasses. And the ones I got in the car do too, but they're not clear. So I'm having a hard time throwing these away. Even though they're my old prescription, if I wore them too long, they would probably mess up this prescription from working. So why? Why am I having a hard time getting rid of them? Some other stuff. These necklaces, I will never, ever wear. Ever. I've put them on a time or two. They pull the hair off my neck. They pull the hair out of my head. And I end up taking them off in like 15 minutes. But these two came from Gatlinburg, which are pretty. This one came from Cherokee recently. These two were from the last couple of visits ago. And here's the funny thing. I knew I wasn't going to wear these when I bought that one. I bought the other two at the same time, so it wasn't exactly that I knew about them then. But, you know, once I had those on, I should have never bought the third one. Why? And then why am I having a hard time donating them or getting rid of them? That makes 0 sense. And it irritates me. I've got stuff laying around this house I don't need, I don't want. But for some reason, when it comes time to chunk it, I'm like, but maybe I'll, I can't even say I'll use it because I probably will never. So why? I mean, I'm not even lying. It's stuff like that everywhere. And I know, again, I'm not alone, but what is this? Is this a mental issue? Is this a defect of some sort? Why can't I let certain things go? By the way, I did change my nail color. I didn't like that bright red after all. And then now I really don't fancy this, although it's probably more Christmassy. Sorry, change the subject. But still, I don't know. I mean, I can understand why I ain't going to let this go. This is my best friend. He's got to stay. But certain things. I've got pins. My pins probably have baby pins by now that I don't know because somehow they multiplied. I don't even know where all them pins came from. I got them all. For some reason, I cleaned up my desk today a little bit. Still ain't completely happy with it, but I did. Anyway, help. What is the issue? Why can't I let all of this crap go? I don't even like most of it. I don't want most of it. But when it comes to actually, my hand doesn't want to open. Why? And then why do I buy new things? Let's not even talk about that. Oh yeah, let's talk about that. So like, I'm in the process of cleaning out my house. Now I actually got this last week, but at the same time, I knew I was going to do this. So why did I buy this? Why did I buy pretty much anything? Seriously. This bracelet, I went to a flea market, and not flea market, a yard sale. Don't know why I even stopped trying to get rid of my crap. I'm looking at somebody else's crap. But anyway, saw it. I was like, ooh, it's $1. Let me get that. Here's the thing. I wore it for the video so I can show you guys. I wore it for a day or two. But realistically, I'm not going to wear this very much. Not at all. It's really not necessarily my color. I'm not a fan of gold, fake, real, period. So I don't know why I paid $1 for it. Even though it was only $1, I might get 3 or 4 uses out of it before I break down, put it in the drawer, and then take 6 years to donate it. So I don't know. I have a hard time letting stuff go. And then there's things around here with crosses on them, which are pretty, but I've got a lot of stuff, and I would like to get rid of them. But at the same time, I'm like, but it's a cross, and should I? It's silly. It's not like I can't buy a great big one, but these little tiny things I don't need, and some of them not tiny, but I'm having a hard time letting go of. Bill Foltz, Corey's home. She's about to come in here. I know she is. So I'm going to go ahead and terminate this section right here, and I'll be right back. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. You got me flowers. You sure did. Another set, huh? Come give me kisses. And you got a dinosaur truck?
Yeah, monster truck.
Monster truck. All right. Let me see him. That is cool.
Mom.
Give me sugars. Kiss, hug, love. Thank you for
Figured
my
the last
flowers.
ones lasted for so long. Maybe these ones will too.
Well, let's go ahead and get them in water. I didn't expect that. All right, I just put a candle out. Sorry about that. I have no idea what I was talking about. Anthony brought me home some beautiful roses. That's the second time in a month. The last time he brought me carnations. Tell Corey they don't have to spend their money like that. So since Anthony has these little whims, sweet little darling of my grandbaby, who don't like flowers, right? I think I'm going to start giving them $5 when they go to the store. That way, they'll got their head in the water bowl, so they don't have to spend their money on it. But that is sweet. I can't leave them back there because the kids will pick all the petals off. But yeah, I can put them back there for right now. Yeah, so you know what? While I'm talking about the grandbabies and everything, for those of you who want to get them something, I included them on my Amazon wish list, which the link is in the description below. If you'd like to send anybody anything for Christmas, whether it's on the wish list or not, if it's on the wish list, you can just click and it sends straight to. Or if you'd like to send it, there's a P.O. box down there, including Christmas cards. I can fill up the walls behind me a little bit with Christmas cards, and that'll be fun. I know one of you said you sent me a card, and I know Barb sent me a card. I need to get to the post office. I just haven't went this week because I didn't think there was a reason to go. I need to check it. I need to start doing a weekly routine there, because it's funny because sometimes there's something there all the time, and sometimes there's nothing there for months. So it's kind of like this waste of time to go up there every day. But I got to say, I hope grandbaby Anthony didn't just mess me up on my keto day. He gave me a big old sloppy kiss. Boy, was it sloppy. And I kind of wiped it away because it was wet. But my lips were sticky, He was eating a lollipop. Yes, babe. Okay, hold on just a minute. Let me finish this out. So, okay. You guys know I've been talking about tracking macros and not really caring for it anymore. It's like a chore, and it's like work, and I just don't want to do it. And then I heard a phrase today, a phrase that I heard a long, long time ago that is prolific, and it's important. If you got goals, you got to put in the work. It's not just going to pop into your lap. You've got to put in the work. So I wrote that down several places today, put in the work. And I was also talking about they were talking about lists, and I was like, I used to keep lists on my desk constantly to remind me to do things, to say things on the videos, or just little things that if you let time slip away from you, you'll forget all about, and it'll be the next day. So, and this one just says watch 3 keto vids, so that I remember that I need to go in and watch some videos on keto from Dr. Barry, Dr. Bird, from some of you lovely, wonderful people who also have keto channels. I need to actually stay in touch with the keto community. Not only does it help my channel grow, it gives me extra knowledge. Even if it's from a small YouTuber, they might have heard something that I just haven't heard before. It's a constant learning and growing process. And even if they mention just a minute detail, you might be like, let me look into that and check into it. And you find just this whole rabbit hole of things you didn't know about. So it's important to stay in touch with the keto community when you do keto and you're doing keto videos. So I reminded myself, watch 3 keto videos, at least 3. It's not that much time out of your day. You're watching YouTube all day anyway, even when you're cleaning and stuff, it's usually playing in the background. So, and then toss 3 things just every day. And this is a secondary list. This is my list for tomorrow. But on it, I had watched 3 keto vids, toss 3 things. And then I was going to then I did put little Roman numerals, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But I had the toss 3 things twice, and I had to watch 3 videos twice. I watched 6 keto videos today and tossed 6 things at least. It was probably quite a bit more. And tossed, either toss in the trash if they're no good, or toss in my donation bin, because I do keep donation bins, because I donate quite a bit of stuff because I accumulate stuff that I don't mean to accumulate. You know what? That's done. I'm not digging them out of there. Dishes, laundry, and track macros. It is a helpful tool on keto. It really is. And sometimes things have more carbs in them than you realize, or more fat in it than you realize, or more protein in it than you realize. And it's kind of helpful to know at least roundabout what you're getting. Even if you don't weigh it, if you have to guesstimate, you could be vastly off. But at least if you put that in there, you kind of have an indication of what your food has in it. So, I mean, I use MyFitnessPal. Some of you ask me, how do I know the macros I need to use? I use Keto Buddy Calculator. If you want to visit KetoDiamond.com, there's a little link up at the top that says how to track your macros. I show you how I track mine. The links are there to the Keto Buddy Calculator. I show you the how to rearrange your macros on MyFitnessPal. I don't know Carb Manager. I don't know any of those apps. I've always used MyFitnessPal. While the other ones might be just as good, if not better, I've just never used them. I'm not comfortable with it, so I use what I know. And it's on there, KetoDiamond.com, tiny link up at the top. There's a little box with links in it. All right, this is not keto related, but somebody asked me how I, do my nails without getting them smudged all over the place. I don't. You good? He's good. Now he's acting. Maybe. Allergies are hitting us all real good and hard this week. I don't know what it is. But anyway, hell was I talking about? I almost remembered, I think. Crap, what was I talking about? Must not be that important. Probably was. I just don't remember it. But anyway, track your macros. Put in the work. If you got goals and you want to succeed, you got to put in the work. It sucks. It does. And sometimes it can be taxing. But you got to put in the work. It's just brass tacks. You got to put in the work. Now, if what you're doing is working perfectly well and you're just dropping like crazy, right now maybe you don't have to put in the work. But at some point that comes down the road, you might have to put in that work to see what you're eating and how it's affecting you. So it's also good to have. It's also good to have lists of foods in there. Let's just say you're losing weight great, and then suddenly you just stall out. Okay, well you can go back on that and see what you were eating that helped you lose weight really great. See where the change up was and what stalled you out. So that might actually be helpful too. All right, we're going to get to that fancy keto tip that I think is going to help a lot of us out. And I don't know the hell I didn't think of it before because it's super simple and it's duh. But I didn't until today. Well, I was like, how do I keep myself out of these keto snacks that I went to the grocery store and bought and paid way too damn much money for? Because otherwise, I'll eat them all in one day. But I figured that out, I think. So first, we're going to get into what I ate keto yesterday. I tried for an OMAD. I was succeeding. I was doing great till 11:30 last night. My husband's like, I'm hungry. Let's go. I was like, hell are we going to go? It's 11:30. We live in a small town. Everything's closed. But let me show you everything I ate yesterday. Now, the Golden Corral plate, everything I ate there was carnivore. A bit higher in carbs than I realized, but you'll see my macros. And I actually had a second plate. First plate, that steak was, it wasn't dead yet. Not even kind of. It was my fault, though. I want you to understand, I say I want medium rare. Dude sliced it, showed it to me. I was like, yeah, all right. But when I got over there cutting, I was like, I don't think that's safe to eat. Okay, so anyway, I ate the cooked portions. I literally sliced off all the brown and stuck to that, and anything light pink, but that bright dark red, I was like, it's a little much. So anyway, and it didn't taste too good either in that red area. The cooked part was great. So I ended up going back for a second plate. I did eat the rest of the stuff that was on the plate, but I went back for a second plate that I did not record, but it was steak, pulled pork, and a pork chop, which, by the way, I'm really a big fan of. Anyway, let me show you weigh in from yesterday, weigh in from the day, what I eat in between, and my macros. Monday morning, 163.8. Got a big old OMAD. Well, I don't know if it's OMAD, but I think it will be because it's like 5 p.m. But anyway, steak, pulled pork, and some rotisserie chicken with ice water. Well, this OMAD day just went up. And the good keto day, really, because these look like they have bread on them. Hubby he was starving. It's 12:11 p.m. or midnight. I guess it's a.m., right? Anyway, stopped by Sheets. They had something called swings with habanero. I was like, try that. Probably not going to be a well thing.
Probably won't get good, not much bread.
I don't know. It's probably ain't good, but I'm going to do it anyway. I done bought them now. Alright, so here's for my Monday's food. This is not going to be completely accurate because I had to guess at it. It's like the steak. I had like, I guess maybe 6 ounces. I'm not really sure. Obviously, I couldn't weigh any of this stuff. So these are guesstimations really, but it's still much higher than I thought. So for some reason, Golden Corral's pulled pork has 10 carbs for 2 servings. So that's quite a bit. It felt very dry, like there was nothing in it, so I don't really know. The pork chop, it seems to have 8 carbs, which is crazy because it didn't seem to have anything in it at all or on it. So I don't know. They're really good though, but yeah, altogether I overshot carbs at Golden Corral. And calories, because I cannot even imagine that was actually 1,400 calories of meats that I ate. So I'm not real sure. Again, these are guesstimations anyway, but it don't seem right. And now it was going to be an OMAD. However, hubby got really hungry at midnight. So we went to Sheets and I tried some stuff. You'll see them. I didn't know they were breaded. It said habanero wings and I was like, ooh, sounds good. I will say that was one of the spiciest meals I've had in a long time. But of course they were breaded and super carby. So here's my calories and macros for yesterday. 2,000 calories, not a bad calorie day. Jake, chill out. My dog wants out. Total carbs 40. Total grams of fat 115 and total grams of protein 196. This scale is kind of interesting though. Let's check it out. All right, it is Tuesday morning, 163.6. It's kind of surprising. Kind of shocked, to be honest with you. Da, da, da. All right, keto, 5 years, 17 days, November 22nd, 2022. A couple days from... These holidays are creeping up too fast. It's already almost Thanksgiving, and then it'll be almost Christmas. I ain't got nothing yet. I ain't even bought nothing for Christmas. We're going to get into that in a minute. Because I did find a site today. Well, I found a site through somebody else. I'll tell you about it in a minute. All right. So yesterday, 163.8. Today, 163.6. And it was a messy midnight. You saw that. And again, put in the work. He wanted to go to Sheets late at night. And then I saw those wings, and I was like, oh, maybe they're okay. And then I got them, and I realized they're covered in breading. They have a good amount of breading on them. And to go down 0.2, I mean, it's only 0.2, so it's not a lot. It's just a little bitty bit. But that day yesterday was pretty carby. Now, it could be also that the stuff from Golden Corral was not as carby as it came off to be in MyFitnessPal. But those wings were super carby. It was midnight, just 8 hours before I weighed in. So, not real sure about that. I will say, there is every chance in the world I'm going to have those again. At least try it out and see what happens. Because, if you've been following me for a minute, you know I absolutely love spicy foods. And by the third one of those wings, I couldn't feel my lips no more. And I was like, yes, this spicy. This is what I'm talking about, this spicy. Now, I did learn that sauce is like 0 carbs. So, like, if I can get that and put it on some chicken at the house, because I did buy some boneless chicken breast today, boneless, skinless. And if next time I go to Sheets, I'm going to see if I can't get a cup of it and put it on there. We're going to give that a shot because, yes, that was fantastic, okay? And I used jalapeno ranch with it. It was spicy. Spicy twice. Don't ask no questions. But, yeah, kind of surprised by that. I really am. Now, it could be partially these. For those of you who don't know, it's Paragard. It's a parasite cleanse that I'm on. this started to affect me today for real. Not super horrible. Okay, it's kind of horrible, but not horrible. At the same time, it's like it hits me. My guts will start to churn, but thus far it hasn't been. I was concerned that there would be accidents as relation to these, like bubble guts and just, I don't know how I'm gonna get to the bathroom. It hasn't been like that. Pardon me. Put your fingers in your ears if you're sensitive. 1, 2, 3. It's all liquid in specks of something. Now I don't know if those specks of something are parasites, but possibly. And I know some people will freak out about parasites. It's actually perfectly natural for humans to get parasites. It's more common than you realize. If you eat anything that's undercooked, if you have touched a litter box and not properly washed your hands, or something if the cats have been on the counter and you might have put something on your counter and not realize they've been out there, you can get parasites a million different ways. You can walk barefooted in the yard, which y'all know I do. I like red meat. There are many ways to pick up a parasite, thousands, hundreds of thousands of ways to accidentally pick up a parasite. So it's common, and I don't know if I've got it. I don't know if I've got parasites at all. This is like a precautionary thing and just to try it out and see what happens. But it sent me to the bathroom 3 times today. And it wasn't horrible. It was just weird, but there was definitely black specks. Like, not normal looking, not what I'm accustomed to seeing. So that is an interesting thing. It's kind of grody to talk about stuff like that, but it does go hand in hand with diet, anything you're doing for your health. So, that is part of it. All right, you guys. So I want to get into the little trick I learned today that is a no-brainer. I should have known it. It's dumb not to have known it. So a lot of you, including myself, have wondered, what if you want to keep some keto snacks around, but you don't want to dive into the entire bag? Because if you have it here, you'll eat it. If I buy a pack of chalk zeros, there's every chance they're going to be gone in 2 days. If I buy zero sugar candies, there's every chance. Now, again, these are dirty keto products. These are not really wholesome or good for you, but sometimes it helps to have these extra snacks. I did get some 85% dark chocolate today, but regardless, I bought one thing and I was like, I'm going to eat these way too much, and I shouldn't have bought them. And I was like, why? Why do I do this to myself and keep this temptation around? And I was putting groceries away and I was like, I stuffed them in the freezer. Hey, I stuffed all the keto stuff and the sweets in the freezer. I was like, you know what? At least if they're in the freezer, I've got to get them out and give them chances to thaw out before I eat them. So that will at least separate some time. It'll keep them out of sight and out of mind for the most part. I don't open the freezer unless I'm going in for breakfast stuff or dinner stuff or something to unthaw. But it's not like I'm just going to on a whim say, I could use a little snack, go in there and bite that, because that'll break my teeth and yours too. So it's it would put it in the freezer. Put it in the freezer, folks. At least then you have to get it out and unthaw it. Don't ever get the whole pack out. Get one out, sit it to the side, and let it unthaw. There is every chance also while it's sitting there unthawing, you will forget it even exists, because I am that forgetful. But also, you can just, like, while you're cooking your meal, you can set that one snack out to unthaw. That way, when your meal is finished and you've ate it all, then you can have that one snack. Duh. No, duh. No brainer, right? Why don't we think of this? Stick in the freezer. Stick in the freezer. But yeah. It's like, well, that's how we do it. Why didn't we think of it before? And somebody probably has. I just hadn't heard that particular thing. But yeah, if you want to buy certain things to have once in a while for your ketogenic journey, but you know that you're going to overkill, stick it in the freezer. Let it freeze. Leave it alone. Get it out when you're going to have your meal. That way you can have it just after your meal. And you're not going to go over there and get it on a whim because it's frozen solid. So,
I'm hungry.
Okay. Well, you guys, check out the wish list and all that if you want to, and check out the P.O. box. You can send Christmas cards. I will send you one back, or Thanksgiving cards. It's a little close now, but it's all right. I'm still going to send y'all's out, or if you put your address on it. I got to go check it tomorrow. Make your next meal keto. Keep pushing. Just keep trying. You'll be just fine. I don't know what that was, but you'll be just fine. And I'm not trying. If you're going to try them habanero wings, make sure you're on a cheat day because they are a little carby. And do know it's going to burn your lips. And the other place that's made out of the same material as your lips. And if you didn't know, they connected. And it's the same material. Ew. But it is. It's facts. All right, y'all. Make your next meal keto. Check the description section for all those things down there. You can even get you a Keto Mojo for 15% off. Christmas is coming. Get yourself a little something, or a loved one a Keto Mojo. They do check blood glucose and ketones. So those are nice kits to have. And you can save 15%. Oh, damn it. I was going to tell y'all something. I'll tell y'all tomorrow. I'm sorry. Much love. Many prayers. Good night, y'all.